welcome to the home of TV, because once again we're going to try and change it.
This is something new. It's something that's going to change interactive TV. Something that's going to create a new market, a new industry with developers, designers and tooling companies. It's something that's going to change consumers' perceptions of interactive TV. It's something that's going to filter upwards into third-party broadcasting, interactive advertising, and probably beyond the Sky platform. So we see usage of the internet polarising between ad hoc information surfing and expert users, which definitely use PCs, and other devices which are snacking on internet content and using internet content on demand and when it's convenient. And that's really just the most convenient device. And they will use that device if the user experience is acceptable to them on that device. And our view is that the Sky Digibox can be used in that way. But it's more than just those definitions, more than just the commerce. People are using the internet today for communities around the world, global communities, for very specialist information services. They're using it for business to business. They're using it for supply chain management, messaging, customer self-service, and company intranets and home working are all things that are done electronically now that I want to put into the category of e-business on the Sky platform. In order to make this work on the Sky platform, we had to change the commercial model. And this slide, I know it's a bit complicated, but it explains the differences between walled garden and bespoke commercials that people have been used to on interactive TV, which is the right way for a broadcaster to limit and manage and tune the content they want to put to their audiences. And what we call a more open access model, what we call a fenced prairie, which has got internet-centric commercials, where e-businesses can come and use the platform without having major commercial discussions, without going through major testing regimes, without having to learn technologies that are completely alien to them. It's new because it's entirely online. It's free to website operators. But because it's entirely online, you will not be getting video. You will not be getting audio. And we've made the switch now at Sky to understand that the platform as a whole should be open. It should be open for anyone that wants to come on and innovate, anyone that wants to create new ideas, anyone that wants to put a service up and have it working and tell their customers. It's open for people to tell their employees and then hide it from customers as well. So why offer an e-business portal on the Sky platform? Sky subscriber numbers are continuing to grow. Do people realise there are over 2 million .co.uk domains? Now it's incredible that we are trying to solve the challenge of bringing together potentially 2 million destinations and 7.7 million plus homes in a way that we can still make it easy and very usable. Convergence is happening, and it's happening first in areas that you don't expect. If you look at the different devices, the TV, mobile and internet, they all have their killer applications. TV programming obviously is supreme on the Sky platform. Information search and retrieval is supreme on the internet, and you do use your phone still mostly for talking to people. However, convergence happens between these devices, and video on demand is a great example of being able to do that over the TV and over the internet. Video conference calling is converging between the internet and mobile, and impulse response is converging between TV and mobile. But in the middle, the kind of services that you can do on all three are very interesting. They're the staple diet of the e-business fabric of the UK. They are the things that people buy PCs for, the things that people do. They want particular lifestyle services, they want to be able to get email and messaging, they want to be able to be part of communities, and they want to play games. And while the services need to be geared for the devices, they need to be supplied by one originator. They need to have one customer relationship and multiple devices. We don't see content becoming king from one supplier on one device. We see suppliers having multiple devices, and that's the way the whole industry is going. So what's this portal all about? I really want to put this one to bed. It's not the web on TV. We're not trying to put www on the TV, and that's why our domains start with WTV, so that if a consumer sees a domain wtv. They know that it's a TV domain. The sites can be built in a TV-friendly language, which our experience has showed us is as easy to learn as HTML, and once you've learned it, it's quicker to developing for the TV. Now we're talking about a huge number of target devices switched on overnight that can be addressed from these websites. ETV is becoming the norm. Nearly everyone that comes to us and wants to be part of the portal is now saying, I want to do some interactive advertising, I want to go and talk to this channel. There's a lot that's new in the new portal, and I want to take you through some of these things specifically. We've gone to the trouble of designing a new interface. Rather than just merge it with one of our existing interfaces or one of our existing portals, we've taken a new, fresh approach to the interface, very much geared around the customer rather than the service operator, and designed to help people return to services and discover services. It's designed, this interface, to give a consumer immediate access to a SkyKey. So when it starts up, you can just type in a SkyKey, press select, and go straight to a service without any other distraction at all. There's no advertising on the front. We're not pushing any one particular theme, not any one particular sector. It navigates a little bit like the EPG. The sections at the top are left and right, and numbered lists will drop down like menus. And you can actually just then select things from the menus and go left and right. And to make the menus stand out, we have a way to dim whatever's underneath to make it very clear that you're now using the menus. There is a thing called a splash page. And this is an example of FT, who have given us permission to show it today. They're working on a service for launch. And the interesting thing here is they have 5 entry points into their site. You can go to their homepage, you can go to the markets and funds page, the company page, or if you're a subscriber to the FT and you have a username and password, you can go directly to their login page, and you should automatically log in because the system will remember your credentials and remember that set-top box and that profile. From the screen you can press green and save the link to your favourites, you can press yellow and change the credentials you want to use to log into the site, and you can press blue to save it to a shared area for the household to use. The nice thing is the little red menu there can be used at any time you're on a site to pull the menus back on top of the service. And then you can always navigate back to the portal wherever you are in the service. Let's look at the commercial model a little bit, and we'll go into the detail of that when we talk about the rate card. But it is free to the majority of website operators. You can register, test and launch a URL-based service for free, and we'll do a lot for you. We'll manage your splash screens, we'll manage your directory entries, we'll automatically index you, we'll give you access to personalization, household information, security, and then there are some other added features which you can use. One of the added features I wanted to spend a bit of time explaining are SkyKeys. And I think SkyKeys are quite a crucial mechanism in the new portal for people to be able to pick up bits of literature and other things and go home and get quickly to a service. This works by having people remember the numbers because of the letter mappings on the remote control. If you've ever been to America, you'll have been told to phone 1-800 Airways to get in touch with British Airways. And it's quite intuitive that you enter the numbers that correspond with the letters Airways on your phone. And likewise, you can enter the numbers that correspond with the word flowers, for example, to go to a flowers service. These can be used on products, communications, site advertising as a call to action. And we've got a stamp, a sort of thing that you can put on your products or on your literature, on your websites or on your billboards to help people do that. And it's Sky's responsibility to educate our Sky customers what to do when they see this out on the back of a van. But if they see SkyKey flowers on the back of a van, we'll make sure through the customer channel and other mechanisms to educate Sky customers that they know what to do when they get back. Entering a SkyKey is very easy, free 8 for FT, and that will take you straight to the FT. A little bit about the URLs. URLs work great too, and you can enter URLs, and if a consumer enters a URL, he should never have to do that again. It should be there in his history, and then he can bookmark it, he can go back to that site whenever he wants. People have to understand when they see wtv.sky.com, you type that into your Internet Explorer 6, or it might not work, just in the same way as you type in www.sky.com into the TV, it's not going to work. The key thing here is we're not, this isn't a new extension to the Internet's DNS service. It's a subdomain, a submachine in the domain that you already own. If you register a domain at Site Control to work on the TV, you warrant to us that you're the real world owner of that domain and that you have the rights to host it. So it's just a subsection of the domain you already own. And URL entry into the interface is very simple. And you can toggle on the front page between URL entry and SkyKey entry. So we're not trying to make one any harder than another, we're just trying to provide both as quickly as possible for consumers. Personalised content is new in the portal. We don't broadcast a fixed list of services to everyone. Instead, the portal remembers sites that this household has used. In its history, both shared in the household and individual profile history, shared links and personal links. And we've got a mechanism where you can set up to 8 profiles, hopefully in the home. You can select the profiles, and this is an example of a house, create new ones. Each profile can also have cookies, so the nice thing is that different people in the household can automatically log into FT with a different username and password if they want. The auto login credentials are there. Also, we've got a mechanism to auto-complete. We want to make transactional services through the TV easier than any other device. This is a setup screen which I'll show you a bit later on for creating a profile, and there's extra information available there as well. This is a history screen, and it's broken down by dates. This is a favourite screen. That's the way the personalisation works. This event today is all about giving you the tools to do whatever you want on interactive TV. And you might get to the point where you say, well, I have my website, what do I do next? How do I get into the new portal? And what we're doing today is we're launching the means for you to do that, which is called site control. You'd be aware that PCs access the internet through your website, I'm pretty sure, and the internet sits there. So you understand that picture. How do we get this new interface to access our site? Well, first of all, you have to build a WTV site. Put a skin on your existing web content that serves up WTV now. When the set-top box goes online, it goes online obviously to a dial-up network, and in there's a gateway. And that gateway does a number of things. It does the online substitution of cookies, it does a whole load of optimization of the content, and actually that gateway is now being controlled by site control. In other words, you control the gateway, and it's that simple. So site control is actually the key for you being able to open our gateway to your site.